It looks like we might just be back. Welcome back. We do apologize for the break in transmission here. There have been some major gremlins with this race lobby pretty much from the start of it, but it does look like we are back. And we do appreciate your patience. Yeah, it's just been a nightmare lobby for drivers and it seems for commentators as well. I'm not alone today. I'm joined by Charlie 3 Stacks, Charlie 3000. An insane end to this lap. Seakley has managed to catch up. He found himself all the way down in P4 at some point, but he has had a hell of a recovery drive as far as the race lead is concerned. And look at that, 21 lap old medium tires. He has been on Mellow the Mellow's neck, and he's now 3/10, Charlie 3 Stacks.
He is just unrelenting with this pace, man. From out of nowhere, 21 laps later, he has somehow managed to catch up to my picked runaway champion of this race. CJ has come out of nowhere to catch up to him. Crazy stuff, Tyson. Crazy stuff. Anyways, good evening to all those in South Africa watching. Good afternoon from around the world. I am Charlie 3 Stacks, the most handsome man in Breakaway. You're here live with me and Tyson.
Charlie 3 Stacks, the face of Breakaway, as Seakley looks to have the inside line going into turn 2. They're side by side. They make a little bit of contact and Seakley relents. Mellow the Mellow has been putting on a masterclass of defensive driving, and it's going to be interesting for you to watch to see how he positions his car into the corners. Seakley is right on his tail. We're on board now with the Ferrari driver. Less than 2/10 at that point. Going into that right-hander, Mellow the Mellow extends that gap to almost 4/10. But right now, remember, he is at risk when they go into those long straights. Mello had a snap of his rear end there, but he manages to keep it intact and hang on to that P1 position. Seakley has lost some ground through Sector 2. These are 22-lap-old medium tires. By now, grip is at an absolute premium. By now, those tires are screaming. And I would have you know that another person who has had an insane recovery drive is Ban Kobe, who was all the way down towards the bottom of this pack, but finds himself in P3, having dispatched of the likes of a Kaboza, who now has had to pit for a pair of high compound tires. Now, they're on the start-finish straight. Yes, Charlie.
I want you to note that Bangobi sits 20 seconds behind the leaders. If the leaders pit now, they will be right with Bangobi when they come out the pits. A pit here in Hungary is about 20 seconds that you need to anticipate. So with them running like this, Bangobi is actually going to be right with the front two runners when they pit. But if he somehow manages to get a safety car, it will play right into his hand. He'll be right for 23 laps, and everybody else has already pit. Besides him and the front three runners, that would be insane. Should he get a safety car?
Absolutely. Oh, and a safety car would make things so interesting at this point of the race. Look how all those tires are comparatively, and these two race leaders, Mello and Seakley, are pretty much ghosting through some of the back markers. We've seen them ghost through the likes of Romeo and the 86er, and they might just potentially even go through the likes of Josh, aka Damnesia, if they can make it that far. Seakley has about 6/10 between himself and Mello the Mello, Malusi the Malusi. We're back after a break in transmission, courtesy of a nightmare lobby, and both these cars finally opt to pit. Seakley is effectively sticking to the strategy of the Mercedes of Malusi the Malusi, and with 10 laps to go, I would not be surprised to see soft compound tires going on, and yes, that is the case for Malusi the Malusi, and yes, Seakley also puts on a pair of soft compound tires. Now, here we are. These guys will have 10 laps to duke it out, to fight it out, to scrap it out.
There's 2 streams going on. That's crazy.
Wait, 2 streams on our page?
Yeah, Zotila's also streaming. I was just telling you.
Oh, right. Here we are now. It is Seakley. It is Seakley hunting down. Well, now it is Ban Kobe, actually. This is interesting. Ban Kobe, who has yet to pit, is now in between the new soft tires being run by his teammate, and Ban Kobe has a hell of a job here to create a gap between himself and Seakley. And Ban Kobe is managing Ban Kobe to doing a hell of a
holding him up.
defensive job to hold off Seatley. Seatley's moving to the left and to the right.
He's doing the Checo Perez. He's doing the Checo Perez on Seatley. He's giving Melo the runaway. Seatley is being stalled up, Tyson.
He is being stalled. He is being stalled. It's Ban Kobe being the ultimate wingman, the ultimate teammate, and keeping the Ferrari at bay. Look at that gap to the front. It's 2.3 seconds.
Wow.
It's Ban Kobe with a masterclass defensive performance on 24-lap-old medium tires, Charlie 3 Stacks.
Side by side. Here they come. Side by side, home straight. Side by side, brand new relationship. Bangobi says, ERS, I'm joining you out. Can he get the switch back on Usife? First corner, turn one. Bangobi sits on his bumper. Papa side to side. Sife makes it through.
Seatley makes it through. Melo the Mello must have made a mistake because he's lost so much time. He had so much time, but Melo the Mello is now down to back within DRS. Look at that. It's 2/10 of the 10th. Melo the Mello might have taken some damage here because there is no way. I'm just trying to look at that front wing. Melo is struggling for traction. P says that was beautiful by Merck, but unfortunately, Melo the Mello seems to have fumbled that. I just want to take a look at that wing on that Mercedes, and Charlie, you could just tell me if you see any damage on that front wing end plate, perhaps. Streezy says, Melo, shaking my head. Oh, man. And if we go on board with Melo, we'll see how difficult perhaps it is. That is Seakley, who is chasing. Wow, Ban Kobe, says Boozley in the comment section. And, Melo, what on earth happened there? Because the way that he
is not happy right now. Her man is he defended outside. Her supposed man of the chance is being defended. Unfortunately, by Bangobi. But here we go. 4/10. CJ says hammer time, Melo. Down the home straight. CJ goes on the outside. Melo keeps the inside. Score Tyson.
Oh, yes, and it's a switcheroo. And Seakley now has the inside line. They're side by side, screaming towards turn 2. And the Ferrari is ahead. They make contact. And Melo spins. He spins, does Melo. Oh, he loses so much time. And he flips all down to P4, bringing Titus into the mix for a potential race win. Now, Ban Kobe has to pit. He cannot go all the way to the end of this race. He tried his best to help his teammate out. And after making contact there, the race leader and Melo the Mello, I wonder if this is now the incident that finally pretty much, that brings Melo's wings essentially, makes them rest in peace, if you will. But Seakley now is out in clean air, 3.7 seconds ahead of the next closest man, which is Ban Kobe. That was not cool, says Kid K. That will be looked at by the stewards, says...
I think it's going to be coming down to like a fine line to did he leave him space around that corner?
Yeah.
Because looking at where Melo spun, he was on the curb trying to make it in between the curb and the Ferrari. So it's going to be a very tough day to make a call by the stewards. Do they give that call to Melo? Do they let CC continue with it? Because if you look, he literally had to ride the curb with his entire left tire.
Yeah.
His left tire. So I don't know what's the call going to be, but that was tough. That's a tough call. I wouldn't even want to make that call. Me, myself, I don't want to make a call like that. That call could be a very changing call, but my word.
Yeah.
That was close.
And in that chaos of his teammate having lost that lead there, or rather that battle against Seakley, Ban Kobe opted to finally come into the pits on lap 28 of 35. And he among the front runners, of course, only Loveness has a penalty. And Neville crashes. It's sector 1. And Neville crashes in sector 1, bringing out the safety car. And they will all bunch up once again. The safety car is out in lap 28 of 35 out here in Hungary. And Neville in the Haas crashes out. It is Titus's teammate. What will Titus do now? That'll be interesting. Those tires are still pretty much fresh, so there's no need for the likes of Seakley and Melo to come into the pits. And I suppose Ban Kobe will be kicking himself. Ban Kobe will be hoping, or Ban Kobe would have hoped that the
positions intact.
Yeah, Titus.
Fresh softs. Crib's gonna bunch up. Melo calls it into the pit. Loveness will probably pit for softs now. He's gonna move up probably like 2 positions, maybe even 1. Judging by how far he is away from
Melo comes into the pits, and will that be a wing change?
No. New softs.
It's
Melo.
New softs, yeah, but that wasn't a wing change, because the way that Melo was losing time to Seakley, I was worried that he might have perhaps off camera, he might have suffered some wing damage, but there was not a wing change for Melo there. It was just a tire change.
The tires. He might have bolt popped the
Perhaps.
tires when he slid.
Yeah.
So he
yeah.
might have felt like the tires have lost a lot of grip.
Yeah.
So now you have a double Mercedes in P3 and 4.
Yeah.
You have Bangobi, who's very aggressive behind Titus. Titus is well known for this track as well. You have Melo, who's also I would say is one of his tracks. You have Cici up front, so I don't know. It's gonna be a very tough. But Mercedes may do a job. Can Cici pull away from Titus? That's another question that we have not been able to answer.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Double soft for Melo. I think Melo makes a great call because he doesn't want to hold up with Bangobi just in case Bangobi is the one that's quicker. So they both are brand new softs, so they can attack together. So
Yeah.
I think it was a good call by Melo, and we'll see. But you cannot forget the man in P5 with the time penalty, Jay Loveness. He's also another one to consider in a track like this. Very aggressive driver.
Very aggressive driver indeed. Lap 29 of 35. Who has been your driver of the day? We do know, of course, unfortunately, we did have that the gremlins interrupting our racing out here. Loveness, once again, will slip and slide down this grid by the end of this race. 9 seconds worth of time penalties. As compared to the 3 seconds by D-Wax, Tepatemba, Esbuda, Tindo, and Fundo, and Josh, aka Damnesia, who's had a nightmare after a great start. Your grid in lap 29 of 35, and under safety car, Sikle, having had a titanic recovery drive and a titanic battle with Malusi the Malusi for the race lead, finds himself in the lead. But his tires are about a couple of laps older than this man. Titus in P2. Melo the Melo lost the race lead and finds himself in P3. He is just pit for new soft tires. Van Kobe, his teammate, has had a hell of a recovery drive. And for context, I just want to look at that. Van Kobe has gained 10 places since the start of this race. And I would have you know that Van Kobe pitted for his new soft tires before the safety car came out. So this isn't a case of Van Kobe recovering as a result of the safety car. It was a pure recovery drive on the part of Van Kobe to make sure they gained those 10 places since the start of this race. Loveness is in P5, but he has 9 seconds worth of penalties to contend with. D-Wax is in 6th place in the Alpha Tauri. Seppo Temba had a fairly decent start, but racing incidents find himself now in P7. But now with the grid bunching up, you can expect to see him fight it out for a potential finish even higher up, way higher up than the P7 that he currently finds himself in. Esbuda is 8th for Aston Martin. Kaboza is in P9, a potential points finish for him. He has no penalties to his name, but he will have to contend with Tindo on his neck in P10. And Fundo will look to have something to say as far as a potential points finish is concerned, P11. The 86er has been lapped. He's in P12. The Josh, aka Damnesia, has also been lapped. Oh no, rather 1 lap old soft tires, I beg your pardon, for the 86er. And Damnesia and Romeo is currently in P14, all the way at the back of this grid.
Smeagol's in a tough position, you know, like he jumped onto the new softs, but he still found himself a lap down.
Yeah.
He's in between probably one of the greatest fights we're going to see towards the end of the season. I think Breakaway comes down to like the end of the season where everybody just, it's now or never for points. And you're looking at Titus, Melo, Bangobi, Jay Loveness, and D-Wax, and the man they call TT, Seppo Temba. You're looking at battle from all the way from P1 to 7 to, man, it's going to be a scrap up front. It's going to be a deadly scrap up front.
It will be a heck of a start. A heck of a race restart. And Peace reckons that it will be carnage at the restart. Titus will be fighting for that race win. Melo the Melo, Van Kobe even. And, well, that was a hell of a defensive performance. I hope that you did get to see that masterful defense by Van Kobe, giving his teammate Melo some breathing room before the safety car came out. But Melo squandered that. And Melo find himself drawn, sucked back into a spat with Sikle for the race lead as we get this beautiful...
Tough spot.
Yeah?
Tough spot I want to put you in. Who are you calling for the win? Top spot. You have to call someone. You have Tyson. You have your whole you have your whole check. Everything on the line here. You have to call a race winner. You have to call a race winner. Who are you calling? Chad, who are you calling for the race win? Bet everything on the house. It's you against the house. Who are you calling for a race win here? Who are you calling for a race win?
I think as the safety car is coming in this lap, I think even though his tires are older by a factor of 4 or so laps, I still think Seafley can do it. I still think he can do it.
I just hope that Titus Romeo just go side by side with Seafley. You're already a ghost. Just do us this favor. Go side by side with Seafley and just get Titus as close as possible. I just want him to pack this grid up, bro. All I ask Romeo to do. I never asked for much. They go Seafley. No, he hasn't gone yet. Romeo side by side with them. Go.
Kid K reckons Titus will win as Seafley looks to catch them off guard. He sends it. He's ahead by about a second and a half. A second and a half, give or take, a tenth or two. Look how far behind Titus is. He's having to use all of that battery power. We will have 3 laps of racing to go, and that will possibly mean that the final lap might be the one that is DRS affected. Mello the Mello on the back of the Haas driver is the one that essentially might have an overtake in prospect here. Titus is hunting down Seafley while defending from the Mercedes of Mello the Mello. Mello has his work cut out. Titus has managed to bridge that gap, to trim that gap to about 7/10. It's a decent recovery, Charlie, for Titus.
Yeah, he's coming. But as he's coming, he's bringing in the 2 Mercedes with him. He's bringing in the 2 Mercs with him. Romeo Masango being the ultimate team player for the whole grid. He is staying with Usihle, not even allowing him to pull away. So coming down these next 2 laps, if Romeo is still there and Titus is there, they're going to have DRS on Usihle. And Usihle is going to be a sitting duck with these men coming in right behind him. 6-lap-old soft tires. He's going to be sitting right there. And here come the boys. Here come Titus. Here comes the former champion. Mello right behind. Bankobi. Oh, man. Tyson.
Yep, that is absolutely correct. The ghost of Romeo, even if Seafley breaks the DRS from Titus, the ghost of Romeo will give Titus DRS. Giving him another potential opportunity to inch closer and closer. And on the start-finish straight, he does exactly that. But of course, oh no, DRS will not come into effect since we've just come out of the safety car. So we might just only see the DRS on the final lap. Welcome, if you've just rejoined us. It is the final couple of laps out here at the Hungaroring, and it is Titus hunting down Seafley in that scarlet red Ferrari. Seafley, let's see how much battery power he has left. He has been circumspect. He has been absolutely clinical as far as managing his battery use is concerned. And currently, he is not slipping below the 60% mark. Titus, meanwhile, trying to keep it up with Seafley. His battery power is at the the high 40% mark. So it's a lot to think about here. And Seafley on those older tires, of course, might potentially be at risk in this second sector, which winds a lot and demands more downforce from the car.
And
goes quite wide. Seafley makes a huge mistake and loses 2 positions. It's Mello the Mello even gone through, and now Seafley was sandwiched in between the 2 Mercedes. Seafley, the red car, is the Paloma in between, but it's no longer there. It's Bankobi side by side, and Seafley goes wide. Bankobi hopefully got them moved on. They make a little bit of contact, but Seafley has the inside line onto that start-finish straight. They're side by side. It's Bankobi who's got that line now, and Seafley will sneak into the toe of that Mercedes. He will hope to sneak into the inside line into turn 1. Will they make contact? No. Seafley goes onto the brake. He eases up, and now it's a potential Mercedes double podium. But as I say that, Mello the Mello has checked up a podium. Look at Seafley. He's spun. He finds himself in P8. Seafley is out of this race. He throws in the towel. He retires from this race.
Oh, my word.
And now Mello the Mello has to build a gap of about 3 seconds between himself and Bankobi. But Bankobi is behind, so this could be a potential double podium here. Oh, Mello, perhaps he made contact. It's a 5-second penalty now. It's a 5-second penalty for Malusi the Malusi. And Bankobi and Titus are pretty much the top 2 drivers who do not have penalties here. And that will definitely come into play here. And Josh is out of the session. We've lost 2 drivers in quick succession. And now on the penultimate lap, soon to be the final lap, it is Titus right now who leads this race. Titus in the Haas leads proceedings at the Hungaroring from Malusi the Malusi, who has a 5-second time penalty to contend with. And what can Bankobi do here to keep Loveness at bay and potentially allow his teammate to get some breathing room? Oh, Charlie 3 Stacks, drama!
Drama. I did not expect that to happen. But as some had predicted, this is one of Tyson's greatest tracks, and here he is proving exactly that. Oh my word. Oh my word.
Kid K says, I told y'all it was Titus for the win. Oh man, what an insanely dramatic end to this race as we now catch up with the race leader, making his way now through Sector 2. Even Tempo Temba was in P9, and he's crashed out of this race. He becomes the third driver in such quick succession that we have lost now. And although Melo the Melo was running in P2, that 5-second time penalty will, well and truly see him slip down potentially to P5. But that's interesting because remember, Loveless has a time penalty himself. But let's catch up with the race leader. He had an insane qualifying session, and he will cross the line in P1 after a dramatic end to the race. Melo the Melo somehow hangs on to a podium place. It's a double podium for Mercedes. Bankobi finishes in P2 from his teammate Malusi the Malusi. D-Wax finishes in P4. As Buddha P5, the 86er, decent points finish. Of course, he wants to get out into the playoff spots. It's P6 for the Williams driver, and Fundo for Alpha Tauri, P7. From Loveness in P8, Tindo P9, and Capoza will take the final point spot here for Red Bull. It'll be just the solitary point for the Red Bull driver running P10. Romeo, aka Mandel, was lapped, meaning he finishes in P11. Merc Day, 86ers, Zoltal, fire emojis, Charlie 3 Stacks, drama.
Definitely. Drama all the way through. Although we had unfortunate stream breaks, but man, what a race we were given.
Yeah, what a race indeed. And hopefully, as we get to the end of the season, into the new regulations, the new game, the streaming issues will be well and truly behind us. Now, of course, it was an insane, weird, glitchy lobby that affected our stream as well. We do apologize for that, but thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for seeing an insane end to this race, and we will soon be joined, of course, by all three podium finishers. The first to join us in the Mercedes seat, who put up an insane masterclass, especially defensive driving. It's Bankobi back on the podium. Welcome back, sir. What a race that was. Take us through it.
Sure. Yeah, that was so intense. So yeah, I crashed out during quali. I think it was Q2.
Yeah.
Where I was trying to start on the mediums.
Yeah.
It didn't go well because the tire temps were non-existent.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll just wing it from the back. I think I was P15.
Yes.
The lobby kicked me out, so I had to join again. And when I joined, I was like 7 seconds behind Kopoza, and I had to catch up from then. And then from there onwards, I was like, let me just nest the tires. I pulled the Lewis Hamilton, and it worked out for me. P2, baby. Let's go.
That was a beautiful Bankobi. I want now, take us through that defense. When you were keeping Cicle at bay, you came out perfectly placed in between your teammate Melo and Cicle, and you were able to give Melo some breathe. Just take us through that. You were, I think your tires were 22 or 23 laps old. Just take us through how difficult that was.
I think my tires were around 26 laps.
Yeah.
So it was a bit tough, especially in the corners. I could see CK wanting to overtake, but it was not possible because with this track, it's really hard to overtake when you're not on the straight. So I tried to give Melo some breathing space because we do need the points for our constructors. Yeah. And I think it's been a good day for Mercedes, and it looks like we're going to take it home. And more money for the Merc team so that next season we can do
Dude, the thanks, man. A fantastic race. Congratulations, Bang Kobe. A lot of shouts coming through the comment section for driver of the day. An insane drive all around. Malusi the Malusi, Mellow the Mellow. P3, you had to recover close to the end there. Congratulations, it's a podium finish. It could have been more. Tell us about that race, man. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. 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 Wow, man. Thank you, man. It was fantastic watching watching you work. I was typing your comments into the into the commentary chats because I think there's issues with your audio. It might be your party chat settings. So we'll see if we can get Mellow the Mellow back on audio. But the race winner with another masterclass, Titus! Congratulations, the top step of the podium again. Now, Titus, it's been an insane, beautiful, brilliant second half of the season for you. Take us through today and what you had to take advantage of throughout this race. We saw you in quite a few battles today.
Yeah, quite a lot of battles. It was a very fun and interesting race.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I thought, let me, for a change, go long on the softs so that I can pit for mediums and finish the race instead of going for hards. Because I saw maybe there was a few which had already opted for hards. So I had to push mediums for, softs for like 12 laps. And then from there I was on mediums. And then late in the race, actually I was lucky because I benefited from the mistakes that happened between Melo and Sihle.
Yeah.
And then also it was unfortunate for Bangobi to pit just before the safety car. If he could have pit,
yes,
he could have got the position. So yeah. It was luck. I got 3 positions because of luck actually. And yes, definitely.
And take us through, particularly you were insane in the qualifying session. I think you might have been one of the first drivers. I don't know if it was Q2 or Q3 to go into the 1 minute 15s. So take us through that and also your race start because it was so tight between you, Damnesia, Mello, and Sihle.
Yeah, qualifying. I think I was the second or third in the 115s. And then I think all in all it was just 4 of us in the 115s. Which is good stuff, and well done to D-Wax. He was the 4th guy on the one.
Yeah, it was a beautiful qualification from D-Wax.
Yeah, and then also shout out to my teammate. He carried out team orders very successfully. So I have to give him credit as well because we've been a great team. Like he's been playing a very good teammate to me because today I had 3 I think battles. And then when I got to him, it's like he paved the way, like go. And luckily here I am on the top step of the podium. So teammate, this one is for you as well.
Beautiful, man, beautiful. And Nebo out in the UK, some fantastic teamwork. Now, guys, we're coming towards the end of the season. I'll come to you, Mello. Just take us through. We've seen some beautiful teamwork on the part of Alpine and as well from you guys at the start of the season and today as well. Just take me through your reflections on the season and also what you hope for as far as teammates are concerned moving into F1 22. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Together, you improve the drive. That's what we've done for each other.
Yeah.
So, in the sense of choosing a teammate, I'm not really particular or choosing who comes, as long we have someone who we can work together
Yeah.
to give each other tips on how to get better each time we go track.
Yeah. And Van Kobe, your first season in Tier 1 from a team perspective, and also looking ahead to next season?
It's been really good. It's been really good. It was a fun experience, but I'm hoping next season with less glitches, less network issues, and yeah, I'm just hopeful that I get someone on the same level as Melo to be my next teammate.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't be teammates again next season. But yeah, it was a fun experience, and I'm just hoping that we seal the deal on the constructors, so that we can pop bottles courtesy of the money. F1.
Beautiful. And Titus as well, you've been a fantastic teammate. We've watched you work your magic both last season and this season. And just your final thoughts on that.
Yeah, as I said, I think 3 races earlier, I'll just salvage whatever that's left for this season, because I've missed so many races because of the ESCOM load shedding. So yeah. So next season, I'm hoping to start with a bang and chase the championship. Yeah.
From the it's been an insane second half of the season. Like despite the drama of like load shedding, we've watched Titus work his way all the way up the standings. Beautiful to watch. Guys, thank you so much. Congratulations, our 3 podium finishers. It's Titus, it's Van Kobe, and Mello the Mello, a double podium for Mercedes. 1 step closer to the Constructors' Championship. Thank you so much, everybody in the comments, and guys, thank you for a fantastic race.
Thank you for great commentary.
All right, yeah, man. Thank you, everybody in the comments. We will see you tomorrow for Tier 2 and Tier 3. I believe they might be in Spain. It's going to be a beautiful one to watch. The likes of Charlie 3 Stacks, the likes of Tapiso, hopefully. Man, it's going to be beautiful. My name is Bob O'Connor, and it's been Charlie 3 Stacks alongside me. Thank you. We will see you next time. The opposite of Steady Phone Annie to all of you. Thank you and good night.